Friedrich Nietzsche was a German classical scholar, philosopher, and cultural critic who challenged traditional morality, religion, and societal norms. His ideas were radical for his time, and his writing style was a fusion of poetry, philosophy, and psychological insight. To this day, he remains among the most influential modern thinkers. Here are some of his key ideas. Will to power. The will to power is the fundamental drive that propels individuals to exert their strength, creativity, and individuality. It's not about dominating others, but rather the innate desire to overcome obstacles, to create, and to impose one's values on the world. Think of it as the ultimate life force that pushes us to strive, to achieve, and to become the best version of ourselves. Nietzsche believed that all living beings are driven by this will to power, from the simplest organisms to the most complex human beings. It's the engine that drives evolution, innovation, and progress. It transcends religion and conventional notions of morality, good, and evil. In essence, it's the spark that sets the human spirit ablaze. Übermensch, also known as Superman. Nietzsche's concept of the Übermensch represents a future human who has transcended conventional values and created their own meaning in life. Übermensch is an embodiment of the will to power, someone who takes responsibility for their own values and purpose. Embraces their unique strengths and weaknesses to become something greater. This is not a reference to the Man of Steel, but rather a symbol of human potential, or a human 2.0. The Übermensch is not a static state, but a dynamic process of self-overcoming. It's the perpetual pursuit of excellence, where one continually pushes beyond their limits, challenging themselves to grow and evolve, where the only constant is the drive to become more. The death of God. Friedrich Nietzsche's statement that God is dead is more than just a provocative soundbite. It's a profound philosophical concept that challenges our understanding of morality, values, and the human condition. Nietzsche wasn't making a theological statement about the existence or non-existence of a deity. Rather, he was highlighting the decline of traditional, objective moral frameworks that were once anchored in divine authority, because in the 19th century, the Enlightenment and scientific progress had begun to erode the traditional foundations of morality, which were largely rooted in Christianity. Nietzsche saw that the old moral certainties were crumbling, leaving behind a void that needed to be filled. This would lead to individuals feeling lost due to lack of direction and confusion between good and evil, also to proliferation of moral frameworks, values, and meanings. This means that individuals must take responsibility for creating their own values and meaning, instead of relying on religion and traditions for such fundamental answers. An Übermensch is an individual who would be successful in doing so, but how many of us know one? Critique of herd mentality. Nietzsche saw herd mentality, that is the tendency of individuals to conform to the norms, values, and behaviors of a larger group, as a threat to individual creativity, freedom, and excellence, and despised it in his writings. Following the crowd, even if it means sacrificing one's own values, interests, or autonomy, suppressing individual opinions and dissenting voices to maintain group cohesion and avoid conflict, and engaging in irrational, impulsive, and often destructive behavior as part of a larger mob was alien to Nietzsche and the future Übermensch. He viewed such mentality as something that promotes mediocrity, stifles creativity, and poses a threat to individual freedom. On the cultural and societal level, herd mentality would lead to stagnation and decay, and the rise of nihilism. Even the roots of herd mentality are rotten, because they stem from fear and insecurity, social pressures, and lack of self-awareness. Amor Fati. Amor Fati, Latin for love of one's fate, is the idea of embracing and loving one's life, including all its challenges, hardships, and uncertainties. It is a profound and complex idea that challenges our understanding of fate, free will, and the human condition. It's about accepting and affirming the present moment, with all its complexities and contradictions. Nietzsche saw Amor Fati as a way to overcome the human tendency to resist, deny, or escape from the difficulties and uncertainties of life. By embracing our fate, we can transform our relationship with the world and ourselves, cultivating a sense of freedom, creativity, and joy. Nietzsche believed that Amor Fati was essential for living a fulfilling and meaningful life, because by embracing our fate, we can overcome resentment and let go of negative emotions, learn to work with, rather than against, the circumstances of our lives, and achieve a sense of freedom from controlling and manipulating events. The eternal recurrence. The eternal recurrence is a thought experiment by Nietzsche. It's a hypothetical scenario where the universe and all its events, including human lives, are repeated infinitely in an eternal cycle. Imagine that every moment in time, including the present, has already occurred an infinite number of times and will continue to occur infinitely into the future. This means that every decision, every action, and every event is doomed to repeat itself ad infinitum. The eternal recurrence suggests that life has no inherent meaning or purpose, as every event is part of an infinite cycle. If every event is predetermined and doomed to repeat, do we really have free will, or are our choices just part of the predetermined cycle? If every event is repeated infinitely, can we be held accountable for our actions, or are they just part of the inevitable cycle? Nietzsche's eternal recurrence was not meant to be taken literally, but rather as a thought-provoking device to challenge traditional notions of morality, free will, and the human condition. He wanted to inspire individuals to re-examine their values, goals, and motivations in the face of an infinite, cyclical universe. Despite the seemingly nihilistic implications of the eternal recurrence, Nietzsche saw it as an opportunity for affirmation and celebration of life. If every moment is part of an infinite cycle, then every moment is equally valuable and worthy of affirmation. Why should I care? Nietzsche's philosophy is not just a relic of 19th-century Europe. It's a call to action for individuals to take responsibility for their own lives, values, and purpose. By engaging with his ideas, we can gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Embracing individualism. Nietzsche's emphasis on individual creativity, self-overcoming, and personal responsibility resonates with values such as entrepreneurship, innovation, and self-reliance. Challenging conventional wisdom. Nietzsche's critiques of traditional morality and authority encourage to question the status quo and think critically about our values and institutions. Coping with uncertainty. In an increasingly complex and rapidly changing world, Nietzsche's ideas about embracing uncertainty and creating our own meaning can be a powerful tool for navigating life's challenges. Fostering creativity and innovation. The will to power and the concept of the Übermensch inspire us to strive for excellence, push boundaries, and create new possibilities, essential qualities for a society that values progress and innovation.